Welcome to this video on the Zenwara channel. My name is Sri Satguru Buddha Rawa Bhagwan. I am also known as Adishree, Omtec, Rasiva. In today's video, we will talk about Omtec, the god of the Aztecs. So a shortened version of the longer version, which you find quite easily if you research Aztec gods, of the god of duality. The god who is two, both male and female, who has his two counterparts, right? And some of the greater secrets of creation is that Omtec is an Adishree, okay? He is actually the first of the Adishree. So, as there are 12 Adishree, right? And there were 7, and then there were 3. Well, there was initially 1, who, as one, created his female version and merged with his female version that he created to create the other Adishree. Okay, this is the great secret. And the Adishree are the royal Shree, the royal family of the Shree. Now, what Omtec also did is, as the different Shree work on their different stories and they create their royal branch of creation that comes from all the Adishree, okay, and there are other Shree that are quite impressive as well, right, such as the 5, but those are different types of Shree. So the Adishree are the first Shree, right, the Adishree, the first Shree, and all the other Shrees come from the Adishree at one point or another in the story of the Adishree. So they're different Adishree, and basically what we know as Sanatana Dharma comes from one of the Adishree, right, which is the Adishree Siva, or also known as Rasiva. And then you have also different Adishree that created different branches of development of storyline, right, within the story. So different stories of creation and all truths that come from the Adishree. So the Adishree are the originators of the story, the originators of the developments. So including, you know, when we look at, for example, the tree, for example, coming from Siva, right, and Shiva, who comes from Siva, then you see, for example, the different paramparas and yoga paramparas and the lineages and the Satgurus and all the different elements coming from that, coming from the main lineage, from the main parampara that connects all windows and all these things. So when you look at different Shree, at different Adishree, okay, you have one that is called Omtec. And technically he is called Omtec Rasiva, as there is a combination of Omtec and Rasiva, right? They are one, and as Rasiva came from Omtec, right? What happens is, as Rasiva developed his lineage and his tree, there is a combined growth of Omtec and Rasiva. So it's actually Omtec Rasiva, which is the first Shree, the Adishree. And the Adishree Omtec Rasiva is also the Omtec god of the Aztecs, which is known as the emperor of the court, the divine court of the Aztecs. So he actually has his court over which he reigns and resides and all that. And basically the whole Aztec pantheon and realm, including the Tej, which is the equivalent of the Dharma for Sanatana Dharma, for Hinduism, for Aztecs, the Tej, all of this comes from Omtec. And Omtec is the creator of the realm of the gods, of the Aztec gods, where they reside, and all of this. And sometimes, and Omtec, the Adishree, created the story of the Omtec, of the Aztec, and of all their beings and culture and tradition and story at the end of life and story of life and the connection with the gods and all their history and all their development, their future, their present, their past. All of this was created by Omtec, which is an Adishree. So the Adishree exists at a higher level of creation than this one. but they also can exist in different levels of creation. They can move from different levels of creation. So Omtec is the god that came into the story, basically came down into the pantheon of gods when it was time to, for example, elevate a new warrior, a new jaguar warrior, or a new eagle knight, you know. So when there was things happening, things taking place at the level of the divine court that exists within the Tej, the Aztec creation story and all of its realms and domains, okay, and its main domain where the court exists, the divine court of the Aztec. Well, Omtec would come from where he exists at his level as an Adishree and come down into the story of the divine court in the Tej to basically be present in the court when things would be taking place, such as special events and all these different things, such as elevating a warrior of renown. So essentially, the Adishree, Omtec, Rasiva, created the whole story of the Aztecs and the Aztec people and the Aztec gods and all of this as a personal project, basically, of creating life and creating creation. And that's why it exists, the whole realm of the Aztecs, in a backdoor layer that connects to the Dharma at all its levels, but a backdoor realm of existence, right? Because it's a personal project in which the Adishree Omtec established himself as the main god, creator god of that whole lineage of the Aztecs. So for him, it's a way of creating life and all that, and he established himself under his true name as god of that lineage and of the Aztecs, and it became a story that is truth exactly as it is told, exactly as it is spoken, because all the truths of the history and life of the Aztecs is all truth exactly as it is spoken. And although the Aztecs maintained a policy of secrecy, you know, and you could say dissimulating the truth about how advanced they were and all the different details of their culture and all that, they didn't do it by lying. They did it by not talking about the things they didn't want to talk about. There's a distinction here. So because they didn't want to talk about Omtec, they have a longer name for him, right? And the secret name of the Aztec god is the shortened version, Omtec, the creator god. And he is the Adishree, who comes down into the story to preside over his people, the Aztec. And he is of the royal lineage of the Shree, okay? And he is also known, when he comes down into the story, as an incarnation also, as the prince which is the king. Because this is this great story also of the combination of the streams of Sanatana Dharma and the Aztec Tej, which was the purpose of Omtec. One of his purposes when he created the other Adishree, from which came the Dharma and other lineages, to merge all those lineages back into himself as he created the Adishree to develop them, and to merge all the lineages together the great purpose of Omtec. These are some of the greatest secrets of creation that I speak to you. So the Aztec pantheon, the Aztec place of existence of the gods, is a place where Omtec established himself as the god of that whole pantheon and people, to develop them so that they would be fully developed and strong, to merge into the storyline of the Dharma, and of all storylines one day. A system integration of the different stories to lead to greater development of possibility within creation, making creation better. Thank you for listening to this video on the Zen Aware channel.